They lost their lives in the service of humanity, and our hope today is to bring comfort to our family members, friends, and survivors, and to continue the healing process in all those who grieve. The forestry and the firefighting communities thank all of you in attendance today for showing your love, your honor, and your respect for those who perished, and the care and support of those who are left behind. We begin our services today with two blessings. Our first is offered by Bruce LaRue and wife Catherine, the parents of fallen firefighter Caleb Renner.
My son Caleb was a very spiritual man, and anyone that knows him knows that. He believed that God made everything. So therefore, he believed everything was sacred. Everything, every person in every country, everything. And that's what he prayed for. And he believed that prayer, true prayer and communion with God, was reflected in our every word, in our every action or deed. And he called that his living prayer. And he lived his prayer every day. The last time his dad and I had dinner with him right before he went out on this fire, all he talked about was how much he loved the crew he was working with, and how much he loved his crew bosses, because they were teaching him so much, even things he wasn't supposed to be learning, because he really loved them, and he had told me a lot about them. And I know in my heart that all his friends that died with him were living their prayer. And we don't want you to remember our sons in the tragedy of that day in that helicopter burning. And we don't want to remember our sons there, because that was one small moment in their lives. We want to remember them for what they had done that day. They'd held the line. They held the line when the wind picked up, and they held the line when the fire jumped. And it was a comfort to my heart to learn by talking to some of the other guys that made it, that they weren't tired and worn out as they got onto those helicopters. They were pretty jazzed. They were pretty happy because they'd held the line, and they liked helicopter rides. So that does our hearts good to know that our sons on their last day held the lines. But even more than that they lived their prayer every day. That they were true warriors in the sense of what a true warrior is. Because a true warrior stands in front of the women and children and protects them with their very life. Our sons were true warriors in that sense. Our sons were a reflection of the best in all of us. My son is a reflection of the best in me. So to honor their life prayer, all the days that they lived that living prayer, to honor their life prayer, all we can do is to try to emulate them and to pay it forward, because they gave their lives for us. They gave their lives holding the line and protecting our homes and our families. So we can pay it forward by embodying their living prayer and living it ourselves. And I'd like to share with you a bumper sticker that my son put on the door of his bedroom that will stay there as long as I live, because it was his living prayer. And that bumper sticker said, "When the power of love is greater than the love of power, the world will know peace. God bless us all.
This is the hardest kind of gathering for firefighters. The Iron 44 incident was very much a tragedy. These were brave men. Each one was unique, as those who knew them know, but under the yellow shirts, the green pants, and yes, the grime, they had one big thing in common. They were doing work that matters. No one knows better the dangers of wildland firefighting than the firefighters themselves. Yet they chose it, though some might say it chose them. There are easier jobs, but not many that are more important. Firefighters know why they do what they do. No one here lost more than the families, but the loss felt through the wildland firefighting community is undeniable. We are all profoundly affected. There are greater things at work here in the hearts and minds of wildland firefighters than we can see. Camaraderie and a kind of reverence. You can't see them, but they are here. In time, not yet, but in time, happy memories will crowd out the sad ones, and we will laugh more than we cry. But we will never forget this day when we honored 9 brave men who honored us all by doing hard work that matters. On behalf of the entire U.S. Forest Service, we honor these 9.